Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the New to Wrestling podcast. This week, we watched the October 5th, 1997 edition of In Your House Bad Blood, and the match card is as follows. In our opening contest, we have the Nation of Domination, Rocky Maivia, Kamu Mustafa, and D'Lo Brown taking on the Legion of Doom in a handicap match. Our next match features the Minis, Max Mini and Nova, taking on the Tarantula and Mosaic. Fun. The
Sure.
Godwins with Uncle Cletus take on the Headbangers for the Tag Team Championships. Owen Hart takes on Farouk for the vacated Intercontinental Championship. We have a 4-on-4 grudge match between the Disciples of the Apocalypse and Los Boricuas. We have a tag team flag match between the Hart Foundation, Bret Hart and the British Bulldog, and Vader and the Patriot. And in our main event, we have Shawn Michaels taking on The Undertaker in a Hell in a Cell match.
Viewer discretion is advised.
Girl.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to what will be the final episode of 2024. Yeah, I did the math before we started
I
the
love
show.
when you do
So
that.
this is going to be the last episode of 2024. If you are new here, you're in luck. That is Kelsey. She is also new here. And if you are not, if you're rewatching like me, I am Xavier. Welcome. Before we get into the nitty-gritty of the show, I do have a quick, some fun little, I guess, recap end of the year stuff as far as our show is concerned.
Wait, I'm so
Um,
excited.
so
I didn't know about
in
this.
yes, yeah, I figured I would just bust it out. So in the past year, we have grown a total of 177%, which is crazy. So thank you, wherever you listen to us. We
Wow.
have put out a grand total of 69 episodes so far this year,
Per.
averaging an astounding 1.33 episodes per week. Um, we
Yes,
are
girl.
listened to kind of all over the world, which is fun. Our top countries where people listen to us: the United States, Germany, Singapore, the United Kingdom, and Canada.
Girl, what?
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
Hello. This is so
So
thrilling.
fun. And just to give you guys a little like the top episodes of 2024 so far, they are Raw is War and ECW,
That makes
a
sense.
WWF debate, Grave Consequences, The Undertaker breaks bonds with Paul Bearer, uh,
Tea.
mhm,
That was a good one.
Shawn Michaels' Truth Bomb, The Nation of Domination Crumbles, 1997 King of the Ring Fallout. And
Really? That is
yeah,
so funny.
and Ahmed Johnson turns on The Undertaker and joins the Nation of Domination.
Wow.
Those are the top five
Fascinating.
episodes released in 2024 that we released this year. So,
How
um,
thrilling.
not necessarily of all time, but yeah. So very nice, guys.
You
thank you. I
guys.
figured we'd just do a quick little recap since we'll be sending you off for the rest of the year to enjoy your
How
holidays, any or
sweet.
all of them that you partake in.
That is the best holiday gift I could have received. That was so exciting. Well, oh
Right?
my
So
gosh.
fun.
Love y'all so much. I feel just I'm at a loss for words. It's just
Just
so
absolutely
exciting.
jazzed.
And
Um,
that this coming off of like the crazy adrenaline rush of watching Bad Blood and then going into this like beautiful sweet like
Little
moment. I'm
moment.
like I'm really
Riding
I'm
that
really
emotional roller
overwhelmed.
coaster.
Yeah. Oh my God. I we love you guys so much and this just been such a good year for the show. And thank you guys so much. And we hope you have the best holidays and the happiest new year. And thank you so much for listening. It's just just two friends gabbing, and we love to do it, and I'm
Just
just
two
so
friends
happy right
gabbing.
now. Okay, I have to
So
stop.
so that's where we are gonna leave you guys. But of course, I do have one request, and that is we have been
Mm.
nominated again for the best wrestling podcast award via the Sports Podcast Awards. So if you are so inclined, if not, no grudges, just come hang out with us. Um,
Mm.
to go and vote for us. The links will be in the description of all the episodes, probably all over all our social media. So, if you do vote, thank you, thank you. If not, you're dead to me. I'm kidding. Um, but we appreciate it, and we appreciate you taking the time this past year to join us. We
Thank you.
enjoy the show does a lot for us outside of just you know, just giving us an excuse to hang out.
You have no idea, you guys.
So,
The way we cling to this is crazy.
right. So, the fact that anybody out there is listening at all is truly a blessing. So,
So
thank
delightful.
you.
Thank
And without
you.
further ado, let's get into Bad Blood, Bad
Oh,
2D's Blood.
always 2Ds, girl.
So
You know
good.
what I'm
You
saying?
know what I'm saying? All right, but let's get into it because there was 7 matches and a whole lot of
And
chaos.
I need to talk for at least 20 minutes about Kane later.
No, absolutely, we will. But for
So,
those of you who are not watching, Kelsey has on these delightful Brothers of Destruction earrings. We have a Kane and the Undertaker, they're little heart-shaped. Like, are those flames around both?
yes.
I love that.
Yes.
I'm
And
living for
I
that.
tried to I literally took my ear this I'm such a psycho, you guys. I took these earrings into the bathroom when I was doing my makeup so I could try and match like the colors to their colors,
I
like
love
really
it.
embarrassing. I was just so excited. You guys know, obviously, if you've been listening, that I have been waiting for Kane for what, like 5 months?
No, at this point, yeah.
And I thought you had said when we were doing the math, I wasn't going to meet him until the new year. And I was like, I'm literally going to kill somebody. Like,
It
to my
was
FBI
close. It
agent,
was
that was a
close.
joke. It is. It's the last episode of the year. It's basically the new year, girl. I was like, when Xavier said to me last week, and I think I did show these last week, but I wasn't wearing them. He was like, after we ended the episode, he was like, "Hey, wear the earrings next week." And I was like, "No, really? Really?
No,
Is it
really?
happening?"
It
Oh,
is. It is happening. But
I have so many thoughts. I can't wait to get into it.
all right. All right, guys. So, top of the show. We are once again, you know how it goes with these pay-per-views. The main event promo. We got to find out how we got there. Who are the participants? Why are they beefing? All that good stuff. Of course, there's like the general theme of, Hell in a Cell, no way in, no way out. You're in there with the Reaper, all that great stuff.
Yes.
But that leads us into our first contest, which is a handicap match, which wasn't necessarily supposed to be a handicap match. Ken Shamrock
Somebody was handicapped.
Yes. Ken Shamrock was supposed to be the partner of the Road Warriors in this contest. However, he was not medically cleared to compete. So,
Which
uh,
I will say really hurt me in terms of I thought we were going to see Ken Shamrock in the shoulder pads
yeah,
and
that would have
nothing
been
else because I
great.
know he just would have worn his like little
Yeah, his little outfit. Yeah.
and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
just
yeah.
the shoulder pads. But
But, you win some, you lose some.
true.
We do get the official announcement on the passing of Brian Pillman, which was crazy. Just
When
first
I say barely mentioned,
and they brought it up a few times, but every time they did, Vince seemed like annoyed to have to be discussing it.
so
And
irritated.
and I'm like, babe, one of your employees just died like today.
Today,
Today.
today.
And you're like, I guess I'll give you updates as we have them. And I was like, what did he do to you?
And it literally,
Like,
I said to Xavier, I was like, he feels so annoyed. And he was like, well, yeah, because he had to alter, it was like a main storyline and now he had to pivot the day of.
mm,
And so he's irritated. And I was like, My good sir,
No,
the man is dead.
no, I know, but I'm
He
just saying,
had
like,
a
knowing the
family.
person he is, or Vince is, I feel like
Yes.
probably more concerned with the fact that he had to like make moves that day. It
Crazy.
just
And
felt very weird. It just felt very
did.
like they should have let JR do it. Just saying.
Yes. And I'm so curious how they're gonna like do this storyline. Is like Marlena gonna be like the I found the body? Oh God. I mean, God forbid. But like
I
the
do know that very shortly after his passing, Vince like convinces Pillman's wife to come out and do like an interview. And it's in very poor taste, apparently. It's looked at after the fact, which will probably be on next week's episode, realistically. But it's looked on like very negatively, with time, where you're just like, did you really need to drag this like day old widower like out here to like do this? Like she's got
they
small children to be dealing with.
they
Uh
do not learn. I'm so sorry. Like I just feel like there's a lot of times where I'm like, I just feel like we still have not learned.
mm,
And I don't understand how we keep ending up in this place where we're dragging the widow out, we're doing the thing, we're like, I don't know.
yeah, I don't
Just
know.
kind of crazy. But
Mm-hmm. Very,
the
very
tone of it was not grieving. I'll say
no,
that.
no, 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 no. It was not like let's take a moment for no. We didn't even have a moment. It wasn't
Not even
even
a
like a.
moment.
He was literally just like, yeah, he's dead. We're moving on. He literally goes, I don't want to belabor the point too much. And you're like, the man is dead.
You don't want
I
to
was like, you don't want to just it's not belaboring the point to just throw a little respect on his name. It just
and even
it
say like
just
we're so sorry to the family, we're grieving with you, la la la.
right as if he didn't
Nothing.
like know all of these people backstage and work with them and we're friends with them and
Girl, the way HR should be knocking at that door is
right.
crazy.
So yeah, very meh on the part of Vince as far as that announcement goes. But the show must go on.
Girl.
So here we are.
Bless this mess.
So again, Ken Shamrock not allowed to compete. Hawk grabs the mic before the match begins, and he hits us with a very, very short and sweet promo. He's like, Ken's not here. We're still fighting, is essentially the gist.
I
Ken's,
love him so much.
he's like, if you think that was gonna change a damn thing, you are sorely mistaken. Like, that's
Literally,
crazy.
I love it so much because he just states the facts. He's like, so Ken's not here, but I am, and
Mhm.
I will beat you up.
Right.
The
Fully.
end.
And you're like, okay,
Period.
love it. Love
And
to
I
see it.
believe him. And I believe him.
Right. Love to see it.
Hmm.
Love to see it. We get a Rocky sucks chant. Love to see it. Love to hear it.
Immediately.
Immediate.
Immediately.
I love that he's like playing it up like so hardcore. Like it's
Hmm.
really getting under his skin now. And you're like,
Yeah. He has to like leave the ring. And
like
they
the
and like
oh, like
Kama
take a
Mustafa has
moment.
to like talk to him, be like, you don't suck. It's
No,
okay.
literally.
It's so I his journey, I'm so excited to watch it, and the fact that I get to watch it from beginning is so thrilling to me because I'm like, this man becomes like one of the most beloved, if not the most beloved wrestlers in the world at one point, and
People.
they
People in the
people,
world.
you're
He
so right, people,
he is
human beings, you are so right.
as far as like
And
today goes, this man, he is the highest paid actor, period. There is nobody out here making more money than The Rock right now, which is
he
so
is
crazy. And
he
we're
is
seeing little baby like giraffe just trying to stand on his two on his little legs. I'm like, this
and
is
the
great.
chant Rocky sucks makes him unstable.
Right. Love it.
Fierce.
I love
I
it.
love it. I can't wait to see him just ascend. It's just
Hmm.
it's so exciting.
Yeah, that one's gonna be another one that's gonna be like, oh, it's gonna be fun to watch. Because boy, does that one got a mouth on him.
I can't wait. I know because even when we did the like WrestleMania 40 thing and we saw some of the
Oh
behind the scenes
yeah.
of the final boss, I was like, not bringing out the keyboard just to sing a song trashing the girls. I like
Oh,
the
oh, he is shit talker
drama.
supreme, that
He is
guy.
so drama. I
Love
love.
it. So the Road Warriors are kind of holding their own in the early part of the match until The Rock hits a illegal DDT. That kind of turns the momentum towards the Nation. Then they kind of proceed to isolate Animal, which is really kind of the MO of anybody taking
I
on the Road Warriors, is
I
they
was
go for
just saying
Animal.
that they literally every time, I think I said like um yeah, it's just like it's tale as old as time. They just love to corner Animal and beat the crap out of him
No, fully.
for
And
all
then
he's worth.
yeah, like a stuck pig. I can't.
Mm
Um
hmm
Animal at one point kicks out of a pin attempt by putting his foot on the rope, and Jerry's like the coward's way out. And I'm like, sir,
JR goes the legal way. Like
yeah.
it's a thing.
It's just taking advantage of the rules. That's just what it is.
That's just wrestling.
He said, save your energy. Why would I kick out? Um, what the hell? Oh, not me being perplexed by my own handwriting once again.
The way
So,
you just went like, what the hell? Like that close.
I'm an old man.
I love
Um,
it. So
so so the Nation hits one of the members of the Legion of Doom with a low blow from behind. The ref doesn't see the Legion of Doom's tag, so then he shoves Hawk back outside, creating some like absolute chaos. The Nation, while Hawk is being like ushered out of the ring by the referee, basically two of the members of the Nation hold down Animal, and then they perform like a big splash in the corner. And I'm like, my thing is, I love the suspension of disbelief, because the notion that there are like four almost 300-pound men like moving around to the like utter ignorance of the referee is hilarious to me.
it's
It's so funny.
insane because even their footsteps alone should
Don't,
alert.
don't. Yeah, like I'm sorry. There has never been there are there I'm sure there are lighter footed 300-pound men, but there are no light footed
Yeah, I swear
like
there might be
300
some a
pound
little
men.
more easy on the feet, but
Right, 100%.
it's giving like, ooh, girl, ba ba.
Exactly. Exactly that. Like, do you feel that dun, dun, dun? Like it's
Don't
crazy.
drop it. And don't you
Like,
drop it now.
because I don't apparently the ref doesn't feel it, so it's fine.
Oh my God.
So funny. So funny. Eventually Hawk gets the hot tag, comes in, does his damage. Love to see it. D'Lo misses a leg drop as he's trying to break up a pin attempt, accidentally hits Rocky. Farouk comes out because apparently having a numbers advantage isn't enough. We gotta just create more of a distraction. Farouk comes down, makes his presence known on the ring apron, distracts the Legion of Doom. Rocky hits the rock bottom, or the Uranage, whatever you want to call it. It's not the rock bottom yet. And then the Nation wins the match based off of the interference from Farouk.
Ooh, there was, and I know
Ooh.
that they do this kind of on purpose so that like we can work through what the fallout of Bad Blood is gonna be. But there were
Right,
so many matches where I was like, like,
right,
no. It
right.
was a big night for villains. Big night for villains.
Big night for villains.
Big night for villains, girl.
Mm-hmm. So that takes us into our next match. Max, Mini, and Nova taking on Mosaic and Tarantula. We don't have to go too far into this. There wasn't a ton of build up. We love the minis. They're very athletic, but this was chaotic at best.
Well,
I will
I'm
say.
assuming it was extremely last minute because I think this was where Vince said
Mm,
something about like we have this instead. Like this is where Brian
gotcha.
the gold dust renewal of vows, blah 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 would have been. So
Mm,
I think that I mean literally if he passed this afternoon, they probably had
right,
what like 3 hours maybe.
right.
four to
Yeah.
like pull this shit together. So like I
Yeah.
was like, because it was chunky boots, girl. It was
Yeah, it
clunky.
was a yeah, it was an interesting even because like and it's not just like I'm not knocking the minis because we've had
No,
mini
no. Oh,
matches that
love the
are
minis.
very
Love, love,
like
love.
that were a lot more just flowed better. I this
Mm-hmm.
just felt very chaotic.
Messy, messy.
There's a crowd sign that says Lawler fears Max Mini. Love to see it.
Duh.
Jerry makes some comment about how basically how he hates Max Mini because he came over and like sat in his lap, and JR goes, "You've had plenty of people sit in your lap, and you've never said a word before. So what?"
Girl,
He's he said,
messy.
"What is it?" He said, "Your lap is filthy. What of
He
it?"
said you like that is so messy. I am obsessed with it. JR was messy tonight,
Messy
girl.
today,
And I
messy, messy,
love
messy.
that because later he says something about Sunny and Jerry, which is so fierce. I don't, the whole night he
Oh,
was just so messy.
oh,
But this, he's like, you've had plenty in your lap, so what's the problem?
right. It's like, what's the beef?
He said, what's the problem, whore?
No, and I love that. I
Spread
love it.
him.
And the thing is, like, he was extra like sarcastic today. He was extra like sardonic. Like I was like,
Very,
hello.
very
I
that.
was like, okay, I love it. I personally love when JR is just like had enough, when he's just done and just says the mean thing. And I'm like, say the mean
Yes,
thing more,
say the
JR. Say
mean
the mean thing
thing.
more.
And he says it in a way that is such a, like, where you go like, ooh,
Oh, no, because it's the mean thing. Like
and
he's
I want to
it's
go
so
back to
good.
the days of JR throwing the mic at Vince,
Oh, so good.
tossing, right?
Yeah,
He invented the mic drop. He
right.
said it.
And we
I
should have known. We should
and
have
we should have
known.
known. Sassy.
Hmm. Tarantula and Mosaic have their fair share of miscommunications throughout this entire match, only adding to the chaos. I felt like Tarantula and Mosaic spent more time hitting each other than they did their opponents.
And it
Not
was
gonna
funny
lie.
at first, and then I was like, do they forget they're on the team? Then it was like too much. I was like,
Mm,
are they, did they
right.
not know?
So at one point, Max Mini gets tossed onto the table, much to the delight of Jerry. He could not have been more thrilled about that.
Very bizarre.
Uh, and then which is fantastic. At one point, Jerry's mic gets like knocked off of his head because of all the chaos between like the minis. And JR, being just the true diva that he is, just goes, maybe Lawler's mic won't work. Ugh, that would be terrible.
He was like, yeah, maybe it'll stop working the rest of the night. Oh, terrible.
Oh, oh, too bad, so sad.
JR,
So
so
good. I
funny.
love that tonight. I don't know what got into him, but I'm here for it.
I know, whatever it is, please pass it over. I want to try.
No, 100%. Max Mini picks up the victory with a roll up. Quick, easy, fun little match.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Next, we have a tag team championship match between the number one contenders, the Godwins, with Uncle Cletus, taking on the Headbangers. Sunny is our special guest ring announcer. She just kind of looked, she was fine.
She
It
was
wasn't like a
fine.
showstopper, outfit as we've been accustomed to. I think she's been spoiling us a little too much the last couple of weeks.
You're so right.
That we were like, let's see it. And we were just like, oh, okay.
But like we're not whipping out the the boots and the fur coats and the whatever for bad blood.
No, she said like smock.
Why? I'm so upset. Son,
uh,
you didn't do right by me, girl. I'll
uh,
forgive you this one time, but
mhm. So she has to ring announce her former I guess clients, the
oh
Godwins first,
yeah.
which is super awkward.
It was
Uh,
very awkward.
Absolutely. And then of course the headbangers get introduced. Mosh, I said is channeling his best Wicked Witch of the East.
Yeah, with
And
the tights.
with the tights. At one point during the match, Thrasher is mocking the Godwins who are on the outside of the ring by just milking the proverbial cow. Like so
So funny. And he did it in like a deep squat. It was, and
oh
he was just like,
fully. No, yeah.
that is
It was the
so
eye
silly.
contact that was just like unreal. I was just like
And then he stood up and it was like that, like that's y'all, right? Like, I know you guys. You guys do this, whatever that is.
I've seen ya. Yeah.
So funny.
So
Obsessed with that.
good. So good. Um, the Headbangers really did a good showing as far as like the tandem offense goes. They did a front suplex off the top rope, where Thrasher just throws Mosh essentially onto their opponent.
I love that.
Fantastic. They make a big stink about Thrasher getting his tongue pierced, and like everyone's JR at one point is just like, "Why would you do that?" And I was just like, "You've never pleased anyone." Like, if you're so perplexed as to why someone would do that, you don't know what you're doing. Just
You
say
don't
that.
know. And at one point, Thrasher like shows it off and he's like doing crazy, crazy shit with his tongue. And
No,
we were all like,
100%. Yeah, we were like, okay, go
and
on.
they're like, why is he doing that? And I'm like, I just know it's bad.
He said, beat it like you eat it. So good. So good. I love it. I just like that they took like 5 minutes out of the match to be like, why does he have his tongue pierced?
They sounded like boomers, girl. They're
No,
like, why would
100.
you pierce your It's just
But they sound like that
crazy.
every time the Headbangers come out. Every time they're like, "What
They
are they
do.
wearing?" Wah, wah.
These
You're like,
silly
okay,
guys, they're listening to music I don't understand and
yeah,
wearing
no,
clothes that I think are silly.
yeah, Jerry the whole time, like the whole, like cannot get over it,
Girl.
cannot get over it. Although Jerry does have a funny. He goes, "If you drove to middle school, you might be a goblin," and
He said elementary school.
oh, he did.
He was like, some new books are dropping. One is if you drove to elementary school, you might be a Godwin. It took me a whole 3 seconds to get it, and then I almost did
Hmm.
a spit take. That is so
So good,
funny.
so good. Of course, Cletus gets involved on the outside, hitting one of the headbangers with a clothesline. Mess.
Messy.
Um, the end of this match is also kind of messy, not gonna
Messy.
lie. So Phineas slams Mosh from a leap from the top rope, which like kind of like allows the Godwins to pick up the victory, but it's just like the lag between the actual move and like the pin attempt was hella long. So we were like not really expecting him to pick up the victory, and then he kind of like just I don't know, it was just like a weird pin, like I don't know. So it just didn't look like the end of a match.
It was not it. I was shocked. I was like, I just I don't understand. The Godwins are the tag team champs again? We're back here?
I guess so. Which I mean is, they're doing a different whatever. They're bad guys now. All that jazz.
Mm, not
But
with Uncle Cletus, girl.
yeah, I don't know. I just feel like well, maybe I'm personally biased and somebody will probably tell me, but I feel like we could have run the Headbangers thing a little bit longer.
I
Uh,
agree.
because they were putting on good matches and they were really just getting into their like own, like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like
Yes,
they were like really solid this match as
you're
far as like wrestling goes, like being a tag team goes. Like I feel like they were really getting their like feet underneath them. So I feel like we could have like rode that a little bit longer and like I don't know, built the an actual feud between the two. Um
yes.
and then, if we wanted to give the Godwins a title, at least we have like this backstory of like how we got here to like do that.
Hmm.
But yeah, for me, too soon.
And you're telling me, I agree. And you're telling me that they beat Owen and Bulldog to retain the titles, but they lost to the Godwins, girl. No offense to the Godwins, but like,
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know. The one was not equaling two for me, but
right.
it's fine. And there was also two signs. The Godwins are inbred,
Yes.
messy.
Mm.
And then Eric Bischoff is gay.
Yeah, saw that also. I was like,
So, I mean,
interesting.
I know they meant it in a derogatory sense, which we don't abide by, but also could just be a fun little
No,
fact.
we don't. But thank God Hillary Duff solved homophobia in 2003.
Her and then Kendall Jenner with a Pepsi solved racism in whatever year that was. I
Right.
don't
So like
remember.
all the world's problems solved. She's like,
Thank you.
I think about that commercial like once a week, like minimum. Like the Hillary
The
Duff's like,
gay is not a synonym for stupid.
yeah, that one. Oh,
I don't know.
so
That
good.
top is so gay. And she's like looking to her. She goes, "Hey, you know, the word gay, it doesn't mean stupid or whatever." Like,
Yeah.
honestly, but you know what?
So
She was
good.
so real for that.
So real
She
for
was
that.
so real for that because what year was that?
It was like '05 maybe, like
Period. She said ally. She
100%.
said, if I'm doing movies like Sing to Me Palo, I
No, 100%. 100%.
gotta get
You
behind my people.
and what a
And
stand.
blessed.
Really and truly. So the Godwins go into they just keep attacking the headbangers after the match. So much so that the referee has to go to the ring announcer and be like, if you don't leave the ring now, I will strip you of the titles.
Years, girl.
He said, you don't know how to
Yes.
act, so get to step in, or there will be consequences. Crazy.
I didn't even know they could do that. And my question is, why don't we do this more? Act up, you can get snatched up.
That's
And
what I'm
by that,
saying.
I mean the titles. Get act accordingly, or I'm taking those back.
Right. Because clearly you don't know how to act.
Because you don't know how to be title holders. I thought that was so fierce. And I was like, and they tweaked. They were so mad.
They were
They're like,
so
how
mad.
dare you tell us what
They're
to
like, don't
do?
threaten me. And you're like,
The,
okay. All
ooh,
right,
oh
Cletus.
no, Cletus, blah, put a shirt on. I don't know.
100%.
Oh, actually, Cletus was wearing a shirt, but
You know,
whatever.
whatever. Uh,
So
so
funny.
Next, we are treated to essentially a recap of Stone Cold's antics since being injured. Love to see it. All of the stunners, left, right, and center. For
Mm-hmm.
all those that deserve it or don't, doesn't really matter. And
Anybody's
then
game.
no, fully we exit that little video package into a backstage promo from Owen Hart, who looks like $1 million.
My
If I must
God.
say so, just say.
He looked delectable. He just
So
looks like I said to him to Xavier, I was like, is it just me or does he look bigger? Like his neck just looks so thick and like what he just looks like he's really been
beefier.
putting the time in, girl. And like
Mm-hmm.
his hair is back to being buzzed. Or no, it was buzzed, but
It's
it looks like
short. Yeah, yeah. He got a
it looks like
haircut, shorter.
yes, it looks like he got it cleaned up and it looks just he just looked
Yeah, he's still rocking that
mm,
Owen 316. I just broke your neck shirt. Like
love.
so funny.
He saw an
Um,
opportunity and he took it, and I respect that.
no, fully. And then he gave us a short, sweet, like to the point promo. He goes, he's like, I am so sick of Stone Cold Steve Austin. And then basically he's like, he goes to all the officials, he's like, y'all need to do your jobs, which again, not no.
Not no.
He's been saying. And then he goes to Michael Cole, who's doing the interview, and he's like, can you say lawsuit? And you're
And
like,
he goes, Michael Cole goes, lawsuit.
no, fully. I was like, babe, you're not on Sesame Street. Like, you don't have to answer.
I know. Like it's like count with me, and you're like one,
It
two.
too. Yeah.
It yeah, it was so funny though because he's holding the mic and Owen goes, "Can you say lawsuit?" And he literally goes, "Lawsuit." So class
So funny.
participation award. Thank
No,
you.
fully. Thank you, Michael Hole. Yeah, love to see it. So next we have a I'm gonna say quick, but it's a segment on essentially wrestling legends that have come out of St. Louis or who have made their name like in St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
Um, in that little bunch, honored is Gene Knitsky, Jack Briscoe, Dory Funk Jr., Harley Race, Terry Funk, Luthez, and Sam Mushnick. Some of these names are very well, actually, most of these names are Hall of Famers at today or at this point are
Wow.
WWE Hall of Famers. And of course, if you've watched any of our ECW featured episodes, we've talked about Terry Funk.
I
Terry
love
Funk
you,
will
Terry.
also comes back at some point in the WWF. So we
He
will
does?
he does. I don't know what year exactly, but he does. And he spends a lot of time teaming with Mick Foley because they are friends. They are, yeah. Mhm,
Really?
mhm, mhm.
More things to look forward to. Wow, that's so
More
exciting.
things to look forward to.
I love to see Terry Funk, and in my head I always call him the Deathmatch Daddy because there's a t-shirt
Deathmatch Daddy.
because there's a I
Sorry.
can't take credit for it. There's a t-shirt design on I think it's the same girl that made these earrings on Etsy where she's wearing it's a Terry Funk shirt. It's Terry Funk's face covered in blood in a red barbed wire heart. It must be her because she loves the
Yeah,
barbed wire hearts. And it's like a white tee with like red rings and it's called the Deathmatch Daddy tee.
I love that.
And I
Deathmatch
love that. So
Daddy.
anytime I hear Terry Funk, I'm like, it's Deathmatch Daddy.
Oh, love that. I
I love you,
absolutely love
Terry.
that. So we honored some legends at Bad Blood. So then we get a Farouk promo with Doc in the back, and Doc essentially is like, "So you got that like ace in your back pocket, Stone Cold Steve Austin," and Farouk is like offended. He's like, "I do not care about that man."
And honestly, that was a serve.
He was a
I love Stone Cold, but him going, no, I don't care about him. What do you mean?
no,
Who
he
cares?
fully he's like, this is nation business as far as like getting the title. And he's like he's like, Stone Cold ain't nothing but a name to me. And I was like, love to see it. Listen,
Okay.
that's what you do. That's how you like approach somebody who is so antagonistic and everywhere, is just to be like, just Mariah Carey her, basically. Who?
Who?
Who? I don't know her.
I'm sorry, I don't know who that
No,
is.
literally.
Fierce. Like,
I
who
apologize
knew
to this
for
man's like
I don't know if he was walking down the street, I wouldn't know a thing.
right.
But I didn't know Farouk was going to be the one to serve it.
I listen,
Thank you.
what you get it where it comes from, you know?
I know. I actually thought that was great.
Fantastic. I when Farouk hits me with the short, sweet promos, they always just hit better for me. Uh
Absolutely. He's one that should be doing short and sweets. No offense
mhm,
to Farouk, but it's just keep it right in the pocket and
right,
that's fine.
100%. That's fine. Not
Yeah.
everybody is, Shakespeare. So, that leads us into our Intercontinental Championship match between Owen Hart and Farouk. So the two parties make their entrances, and then Stone Cold comes out because he was ordered by Commissioner Slaughter to present the Intercontinental Championship belt to whoever is the winner. He comes out, and of course, has two birds for Owen on his way to ringside, just because, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Austin like sits down next to the timekeeper's table. Of course, just being a menace, just rings the bell. He's like, "Okay, let's get this started. Let's go.
Love.
You dragged me out here.
It was
Let's
so funny
go."
too. Like, I will say this was kind of a flop on Commissioner Slaughter's part. It's like he didn't have to be out here the whole time, girl. Like
No,
Commissioner Slaughter came out, he put a little chair out, and it was like it was the timeout chair. It was like the announce table, Commissioner Slaughter, and then like Stone Cold. But the way Stone Cold just did whatever he wanted the whole time,
right.
messing with everyone, and Commissioner Slaughter's just chilling, like, oh, whatever.
No, fully. Yeah, and I get it. Like, that the fun part is Austin just doing whatever, but like the
Mm-hmm.
logic of it all just like isn't mathing. Like,
No.
Slaughter, your logic is fucked, if I may say so myself,
So
because
fucked.
like where you apply your authority and where you don't is crazy.
The swear to God, it's like it's giving, I don't even know, but it's like some things are just like exponentially important to him that shouldn't be, and other things it's like, where is this man?
No, fully.
Priorities are so misaligned.
No, 100%. I agree. And it's just like, shut up. Shut up.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be so inconsistent, like I don't want to see you then.
Period. Then
Yeah,
just I don't know, be like a faceless name. Like let
no,
me just hear about you mysteriously, but I don't know who you are or where it's coming
No,
from.
fully. Of course, Austin is never gonna stay in that seat. I don't know who they thought they were kidding. He goes
Swear.
over, like literally rips Vince's microphone off of his head. He's like, I'm gonna take this now, thank you. And then he starts like he's like, we got ourselves here an Intercontinental Championship match. And then he proceeds to make a UN event out of it and goes to the Spanish announce table, goes to the French announce table, and
Not the
just
UN.
just decides to make it an international affair, just being absolutely distracting, which is a little disappointing. I found a little disappointing because I actually like wanted to see this like match,
No,
like
agree. And I
from
don't even
like
know what happened in it. I was
from
not.
like same because it was just I love Austin, but sometimes it really does like take away from whatever the hell is happening in the ring, and it's just like, but what if I wanted to see what was happening
This,
in the
I
ring? Like,
swear, this is a title match. It's not like nothing.
right.
I wanted to see it. Like
Yeah.
Owen and Farouk nailed their promos, like they were ready. I just feel like I don't even remember what happened, and that you're right, that does bum me out.
Yeah, because literally we really just get like the finish is like where we are. Jim Neidhart comes out and of course, in support of Owen, does his thing.
Fine.
And then there's like some chaos where Jim is dealing with like the referees distracting him, and Farouk's like over in like in the corner. Austin just swings by, nails Farouk with the Intercontinental Championship. Um,
Crazy.
Owen just was like, all right, goes over, like gets the pinfall, becomes the Intercontinental Champion for the second time.
Wild.
And then Austin just like throws the belt in the ring and leaves. He's like, okay, I did my job. Here you go.
So insane. I think it would have
Belt
been,
presented.
yeah, I think it would have been so much better if Austin had actually sat the whole time and been like so past that and just been like, yeah, yeah, whatever. No, I'm not gonna do anything. Like, I don't even care. Like,
And
I'm
then
just
at the
gonna.
last minute
And then
gone
in the
up.
final hour, like, smacks Farouk with the belt. She's like, no, I'm just gonna get up really quick, just stretch my legs. Like, bah.
Right.
But because he was being such a menace the whole time, I was like, what is even happening? Like, I don't even know. I think it
Yeah.
would have been so much better if he like just unsuspected, like
Right.
literally the rattlesnake just like
Yeah.
struck
No, I
out of the
agree.
blue.
I agree because it was just so chaotic, and it was just like it was I'm bummed out because it was like I wanted to, and like it was like a shorter match, and part of me like wonders if that was um like because of like Pillman and
Mm,
knowing they have like a long-standing relationship, maybe he was just trying to get him like in and out, but it's like I don't know. No.
yeah. Oh wow, I didn't even think
I
of
don't know.
that.
I don't know. I doubt that because Bret Hart also whatever, but he's also the WWF champion, so it's like he has
He's kind of got to get out there. Yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah.
And so I don't know if that played into it at all. But yeah. But of course Owen is Owen, so he says he won that title all by himself. That's right. All by myself.
Yep.
And I
And
love that.
I love
I
that. Yeah.
I love Owen Delusional Heart. Fantastic.
Favorite
100%.
Owen Delulu Hart.
No, really. Absolutely crazy.
I
Uh,
couldn't really quickly. I couldn't figure out why Stone Cold smacked Farouk and not Owen, and then Xavier was like, because he wants Owen, and I was like,
yeah. He wants
oh.
it for me, or at least this is my logic, or at least I think. I'm sure it will be further explained next time we see Austin. But for me, if I'm Austin, I want the dude who took the title and hurt me. I want to hurt him and take the title.
And that's amazing.
Yeah.
I do like the logic of it. I like
Right.
the logic because at first I was like, why would he do that? And then you said that, and I was like,
Yeah.
that's better.
Mm-hmm.
That is
Mm-hmm.
better.
So more on that to come.
Hmm.
We shall see. Next, we have a 4-on-4 tag team match between Los Boricuas and the Disciples of the Apocalypse. Um, I have a note that just says, "Do we still care about this feud?"
And the answer?
Hit me.
No.
No, it's been too long.
No. And they're dragging it on because they're also having like a gang fight at SummerSlam. They announced it.
Ugh, another one?
Yeah, it was like a weird black and white. Oh, you this might have been when
Oh,
you
we're
went to
at
bed.
Survivor Series?
Oh, Survivor Series. I'm sorry, Survivor Series.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
having like a no holds barred. Literally, they called it a gang fight.
Okay,
Um,
great.
between the DOA and Los Boricuas. And
It's not
I
gonna be like a Survivor Series match, like an elimination Survivor Series match.
That's not what it sounded like to me.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but my thing is, I actually don't even understand why the two of them are really beefing because they were both ousted from the nation at the same time.
Right,
And then they found out together in the locker room. But then
right,
like they both made their own factions and then decided they hated each other.
right. Well, they were beefing. Savio and Crush were beefing while they were in the nation, which is what caused,
Oh, that's
which is what caused
right.
their
See, I don't even
being sent to greener pastures, I guess. Um,
right.
yeah, I don't know. I just I don't care.
I feel like we need something new,
Yeah,
fresh.
something
I
else.
don't mind that you guys are in your little factions. That's fine, do you? But maybe we need to find new goals for
Yeah,
ourselves.
like to interact with other factions that are around, maybe.
Sure, they someone brought up the Truth Commission. I said ew, but that's somebody else.
But like you could try that.
You could try it.
Um, I haven't noticed that the DOA can walk.
Oh,
They can walk.
thank you,
They did not
guys.
they did not
Historic day.
just come out in the ridiculous motorcycles in a line. So
I wonder if the venue was like, yeah, no, no bikes. We're not bringing a motorcycles into the venue.
we're good, thank you.
And amen and period. Thank you.
100%. The Boricuas are really just they are making better use of the numbers advantage and taking advantage of the referee being in the right place, right time.
Mm-hmm.
Or as more than the disciples of the apocalypse do. Vince called the old fits of the Los Boricuas ice cream salesmen. He said that they looked like ice cream salesmen. And
The
I was
old
like,
fits, right? Not
yeah,
the
the
new
old
ones.
fits. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
And
I was like,
he
wasn't wrong.
was not wrong.
No, 100%. He's like, I half expected him to bust out into like the Candyman, you know, like, uh,
Swear.
so
And
ridiculous.
and even though, because I think we talked about the fits already, they're just almost in like civilian clothes, but they're all wearing like these fierce cargo jeans or something.
Yes, 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 yes.
I do kind of love the cargo jeans. I don't know. I just think this is better for them instead of whatever the fedoras and the
Right,
I
right.
don't like it. This is I will take this over the Candyman can.
Yes, because the Candyman can't, is what we learned.
Period.
And so cannot. I love Savio superselling the whole match. Just superselling everywhere.
The whole match
Especially
that double spiral
oh
jump.
yeah, in the
I said it looked
corner.
like he was at the trampoline park giving it all he's got.
I know
Boing,
fully. I
boing.
heard that Savio Supercell Vega
He
was
did a triple sow cow at the gig.
no, fully. And we were just like, girl, like, okay, all
I
right.
want to see him and Shawn Michaels fight again.
Oh my, oh, it'd be like
The
two like
sell off.
it'd be two magnets just like, like just
Where
bouncing into each other. I
so funny.
swear. Of course, the match breaks down into chaos.
The
One of the members of the DOA hits one of the members of Los Pericos with a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. The GOA get the win. Again, I don't really care that much about this feud.
Nope.
Moving on. Next, we get a Hart Foundation promo, another one that was short, sweet on the part of Bret Hart, which was great, followed up by a real dud from the Bulldog.
Wait, but
Uh,
who was interviewing them? I forget.
was it Doc?
Might have been.
It was either Doc or Michael Cole.
But either way, I don't think they even needed to go to Bulldog. Like Brett was perfect and Brett walked off and then they just went Bulldog. And I think Bulldog was just kind of taken off guard. But I would have just been like, I think Brett summed it up perfectly. We'll see you in the ring. Like
Right. Oh,
I
yeah,
don't know
literally.
what
We'll see
he
you out
said.
there.
We'll see,
Move it
but
up.
he was like, it's going down in Missouri tonight here where we are in
Right
Missouri right
now.
now.
You're like, okay.
When you're trying to up the word count on your essay.
No, fully.
It
I
was
really, 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 really like it here. You're
my
like,
the making the periods like 13
oh,
font instead of 12.
100%. Absolutely.
Amen.
Absolutely. I've
So
never
but
taken advantage of Times New Roman more in my life.
more in my life I abused her, or like
Mm,
making the margins like point 0.4, like a little bit tighter.
we've all been there.
Yeah, we have. But Brett was sensational. I don't even remember what he said, but I was like, yes.
Oh, basically he was talking about like Michael Cole basically is like, oh, it seems to be like maybe because it's like a home field advantage, blah blah blah, that like the American flag is going to be like flying high, and he's like,
I
well,
remember
you're
now.
dreaming. He's like, that seems to be a thing with the Americans. You like to dream, so keep on dreaming. And then he basically
Amazing.
goes on to be like, we are better than any two like whatever combination of two Americans that you can like come up with. And he's like, whether the fans like it or not, and then he leaves, and you're like, fantastic. Bulldog
The Americans
here,
love to
right now, tonight.
tonight in
Absolutely.
Missouri.
Like, all
It's
right.
going down tonight.
Right.
Thanks, Bulldog.
I was like, it's giving like the Jets and the Sharks. Tonight, under the bridge.
I swear, wear your leather. Like,
Okay. Um, so then we get a well, we get like the entrances kind of scattered to this next match, the tag team flag match, but we also get a promo from Vader and the Patriot. Again, it was Vader really stole the show on this one.
Vader ate. Why did I literally wrote Vader kind of ate? Why?
I
How did that
love that.
happen?
I don't
It was
know.
good.
I'm
I
I'm
wrote
living for it.
living.
He's like tonight. He's like, we're settling the score. I was like, he's like, we got beef. Or the Patriot was like, you know, I've been fighting the Hart Foundation for blah blah blah, and it's time to settle the score and blah blah blah. We're gonna end this tonight. And you're like, okay, great. And then he goes, they toss it to like Vader, and he goes like, best there is, best there was, best there ever will be. Sounds like a bunch of bullshit to me. And we're like, okay.
The way we gasped, we went like as if he called my mother a whore. Like
No,
I was like,
fully.
oh.
No, I was like, I was just wasn't expecting. I was like,
I was
okay,
like,
Victor, go
really?
off. And he's like, and it was short, sweet to the point. He's like, we're gonna play the pain game, and because it's Vader time, and then leaves. And you're like, amazing, amazing. This was like the
He
night of the short and sweet. Like I love hits.
and unsuspecting people serving the promos.
Really, yeah.
Really. And when Vader came out, I literally wrote, Vader is feeling himself tonight. He
Mm,
can't, because first of all, obviously Bulldog and Brett walk in together, and then the Patriot walks in alone. And I said, it's like, Vader was like, I'm not coming out to your music, girl. I am Vader. It is Vader
no, no, no.
time. I'll meet you down there.
Right,
When he came out,
100%.
it was like he
He
was a Super Bowl champion.
no fully.
Crazy.
Confidence is king on that
And
one.
I loved it for him. I loved it.
Oh, love to see it. The match starts on the outside. The boys are feuding. It just becomes like who can hit who with their perspective flag harder. For the first like opening parts of this contest, the match doesn't even begin because they're just too busy like feuding on the outside of
For
the
like
ring.
4 minutes, the
Yeah,
match doesn't start. They're just fighting.
Absolutely crazy. The Patriots like choking the Bulldog with the American flag at one point, like fully just like really going at it.
You know.
Yeah, and then the match finally like actually begins, and we're like, okay, great.
Hmm.
So Vader is all over the Hart Foundation in the early part of this match, like all over them, which is goes to show like how good he was feeling. Because
Yes.
he was did a showing in this match.
It was amazing.
He was out to play.
Hmm.
I have a note that says, "I'm glad you're our conscience king," which is a JR something. So what
I
was
don't. I don't remember
what
what
was
JR's.
Jerry trying to be on a moral like
Oh my God, what was it?
maybe it was about using the flag as a weapon.
I don't
I think he was like
remember.
saying something, and JR just like turns to Jerry. He's like, "Well, thank God you're our conscience king. What would we do without you?"
He said, "Gee whiz, Jiminy Cricket, thanks." Like,
Yeah, yeah, you, the pillar of virtue out here, just like just dry humping your chair anytime a woman is within like 50 feet of you. So like, yes, so glad you get to tell us what's right and wrong.
I just remembered what he said about Sunny before. When Sunny came, I'm so sorry. When Sunny came out before, JR Jerry was being disgusting about her, and JR goes, if she marries your son, Brian Christopher, that could be your daughter-in-law.
Oh, so crazy.
Girl, what? And Jerry's like, hey, stop that.
Yeah, oh,
But he's our conscience.
thank God.
So real for that. So funny.
Apparently, this was like the match of like sharpshooters where everyone was just like, I'm gonna do a sharpshooter today. I'm gonna do a
Pissed
sharpshooter today.
pissed me
I'm gonna do a
off.
sharpshooter today. It's crazy, crazy, crazy,
I
crazy.
was absolutely outraged, and I'm so sorry. You guys know how I feel about the Patriot. I apologize to this man. But he did a reversal of the sharpshooter, which when it's supposed to be like the thing you can't do. Like Undertaker did it to Bret Hart. Like Bret Hart had Undertaker on the sharpshooter and he kicked out and everyone was like, "Oh my God, it's never been done." Blah, blah, blah. Undertaker, that makes sense. The Patriot
Right.
reversing the sharpshooter, please give me a break. I
Oh,
literally was like, I'm gonna jump out of a window. Give me a break.
also, can we discuss how we negated the uh just the premise of the match immediately
Why
because
even call it a flag match?
before the match even starts they're like both parties have agreed that this now the match can be won by pinfall submission or capture the flag. I was like, what's the point? The whole point is to capture the flag. Like that is the whole that's why you have a flag match. Like that is the whole gist. That's why we do it.
Why?
That's why it's a stipulation. That's why it's not just a regular tag match. Like what was
Why even have the
they
flags?
were just decorative at that point. They barely went after
Thank
them.
you. I was gonna say that.
They
Barely
bar
even use them at like the premise of going for the flag is a thing.
right. So it's
So
like
stupid.
here's just some really shitty decorations because like no offense to anybody's flag, not great decorations. So like so it's just like here we are. And it's just like why did we have a stipulation for the match then if
Why
we're gonna do it?
so dumb? Because it would because they were talking all this game when Vader was coming in like, "Oh, Vader's so big. I don't even know if he could climb up there." Blah blah, which he shows them later. But like the idea of Vader going for the flag, like I think the concept is interesting.
Right.
And to completely take that away is so
Dumb.
like it's just so stupid. What thank you for saying that.
Mm, really,
Outrageous.
really dumb. I will say, uh, Vader does the he attempts the moonsault on the bulldog.
Girl.
Amazing.
Amazing.
He realizes that the bulldog is going to move out of the way. So as he's doing the moonsault, he gets his feet underneath him and like practically lands on his feet. 450-pound
Off the
Vader
top
did a
rope.
top rope moonsault and lands on his feet.
His
That's crazy. Crazy. I literally, when I first saw it, I was like, there go his ankles. There they go. And I
yep.
was like, oh my God, this
He
man just landed on
stumbled
his feet.
barely. And it was and that's what was so crazy about it is it was a snap decision and he landed on his feet and barely stumbled. And I was like, and take that, all of you who said he can't even climb up to get the flag. Meanwhile, he was like, how about I climb up to the top rope, do a moonsault, mid moonsault, decide to land on my feet because Bulldog moved.
Right. Crazy. Absolutely
Vader
bonkers.
was one of the MVPs of the night. I mean,
No,
it
for
was serve
real.
after serve.
One
So
100%.
crazy. Incredible.
At one point, Brett brains Vader with the ring bell.
Wild.
Crazy. A fan tries to enter the ring, and shout out to that MVP of a ref, Mike Chioda, throwing his body down. He threw his body down onto that fan with the same energy that Marlena throws her body down for her man. It was
Thank
crazy.
you.
I was
Thank
like,
you.
okay, Mike Chioda. He said, you are not getting in my ring. Absolutely
Not
not.
in my house. It was amazing. And first of all, the way the fan got all the way to being able to climb into the ring, like got
Crazy.
over the guardrail, walked like so insane. And then Mike Yoda was like, hell no, bit like
Get
through
out of
his
here.
whole body. And then Bulldog kind of also intervened and shoved him out, and then security came and whatever.
Right.
But yes, and that is like I'll do anything you say if you come at me with that energy. That's crazy.
100%. So the Patriot goes to roll up Bret Hart for the pin, uh leading to the end of the match when Bret Hart essentially he pulls the trunks, which is not a legal maneuver, obviously, because he's the bad guy. Pulls the
Mm.
trunks, does the reversal, ends up rolling up the Patriot and picking up the victory. So the Hart Foundation wins. He wins the flag match, even though no flag was captured.
And there was maybe three attempts in the whole match, and not even attempts in earnest.
Right.
Because I remember the first flag match, and then I swear we can move on. But the first flag match, there was like a moment where everyone was piled up in the corner and people were climbing over each other, trying to use each
Right.
other as leverage to get up there. It was so fierce.
Right.
This
Because
was
it's a
a
fun
match.
concept. Like,
Yeah,
ugh, I don't know.
whatever.
And like it would have like the one time the America versus Canada thing like
Makes
is the most applicable and we don't do it. Like
girl. And it's also the match before Hell in a Cell. Yes, it was the last one
Mhm.
before it, right?
Yeah,
And we said, let's just tra la la. It's
right.
also like it's Bret Hart who whoever wins the next match will be going up against him. Like I just feel like we needed more
Right.
energy, commitment to the bid. I don't know what it was. Like I'm not saying it wasn't a good match, but I was like it's just again the Canada versus America thing. We somehow linked up the Patriot and Vader. That makes no sense, but somehow it's here we are.
Right.
And we said we'll just do a tag match.
Right. And I was like, come on. Come on. That
Ooh.
sucks. That sucks.
Mm.
But that takes us on to the main event, the Big Kahuna, the Hell in a Cell. So, we get a backstage interview with Doc and Shawn Michaels. Basically, he's like, I'm gonna have to go it alone. He like is talking to the other
He
members of
is so
DX.
funny.
And basically he's like, how am I gonna survive this? He's like, by being the showstopper, headliner, the main event. Basically the best thing going in wrestling today. Like, and you're like, okay,
And he is wearing this post-apocalyptic Mad Max Fury Road Joan of Arc shoulder something that I
right.
just cannot even
No,
like
it's so silly. You're like, what?
fathom. It is like literally he's going to war, which he really is, but it's just and I don't know, and I
He's
wrestling
he looks like he's going out to like leather night at daddy's. Like it's not like it's not like like it's not like a normal thing to just be like wearing.
no, it's really, really not. And that is so funny you say that. I cannot get that image out of my head. Um, but it really, I love wrestling, uh, clothing designers, or, wardrobe designers, whatever you want to call it. Because I don't know if they went like it's hell in a cell. It's like there's chains, there's whatever, and they like let their imagination take them. But it really gave like Leather Daddy at the club, at the
Right,
BDSM club.
right.
And fine.
So,
I mean, it kind of
which
goes with
is
his brand, but just wasn't
sure.
expecting it.
No, yeah, exactly. I was
It's
like,
like, I'm bad now.
he's like, I'm going into battle left shoulder first.
Yeah, swear, like, this has only hit me on this side. It's the only side I'm protected. So funny.
So
The one shoulder is crazy.
so crazy. And that leads us into a video package. which is essentially like it goes into Shawn Mi it chronicles Shawn Michaels like change in attitude. Essentially it we get the early part of his career, him becoming beloved by the fans,
Mm,
the incident at SummerSlam, and his
mm,
attitude changed since then.
mm,
Which
hmm.
great package, love to see it, thought it was great.
Yeah, it ended with Shawn Michaels quote saying, "When it's left up to me, I probably won't do the right thing."
And I love
That
that.
is so funny.
And I love that though, because
If
it's
you're gonna leave it up to me, I'm probably gonna make the wrong choice, which is so funny
so good.
and so on brand for him because he's always like, I don't know. He's just so honest, almost like to his own detriment, where he's
Right,
like, I
to a
don't know,
fault.
I just get hit and I get up and I'm just scrappy and I don't make good decisions.
No, and he says it
You
all
got
the
my
time.
vote.
He's like I'm like a few tools short of the toolbox. Like he's not the brightest bulb, and he says that always. He's got more guts than brains. Like it's not like it's not news, you know.
I love
So
it.
so the main event is gonna be so good.
I was
Uh,
not expecting this at all, and I
it
don't
was
know how.
fantastic. I loved it. It's such a good
I
match.
I can't.
It's such a good match.
It's so
So
incredible.
Shawn makes his entrance first. He's in the hell in a cell waiting for the Undertaker. And I love it because Shawn, being the master salesman that he is, sells the Undertaker's entrance into the Hell in a Cell so well.
I could
He looks
cry.
so scared. He looks so scared. He
It's
looks
so good. The
it's
drama
fantastic.
of that cage lowering,
So
the
good.
drama of like Triple H and China saying goodbye to Shawn when he's like getting locked in the cage and they're like, it's gonna be okay. Like holding the cage, like,
No,
it's gonna be
fully.
okay. Like,
Like they sent, yeah, their man's off to
sir,
war, you know?
swear. They're like, we'll be right here when you get out, okay? Like, it's gonna be fine. Like,
Yeah,
so funny.
so good.
I love
Um,
it.
so Taker controls the whole first chunk of this match. They are in the ring for maybe like 5 minutes, like if that. Before
Hmm.
they spill it onto the outside of the ring. I do have a note that says from JR, it's just like, well, there's another case of there you are.
We loved this because they were saying something like just like
Oh,
describing like
the cage. They were like, no escape, no blah blah blah, and like they just kept reiterating the fact that they've already gone over. And JR was just like, well, there's another case, and there you are. And you're like,
and
all
it
right.
was something also to do like because Shawn Michaels like put himself in this position or whatever. And the well, it's just another case of there you are. And wherever you go, there you are.
Right.
Here. And I was like,
So
we
funny.
were saying I'm gonna use that forever. Like, well,
Forever.
when there's a lull in conversation, there's just another case, there you are. Well,
There
you
you
guys
are.
have a good night.
So good.
So
So
amazing.
good. Um, and then it starts getting violent when the Undertaker starts using the cage. Starts
Uh
using the
Fierce.
cage. Throwing Shawn Michaels face first into it, throwing him body first into it. At one point, he's just taking Shawn like pillar to post, like ring post, literally, corner of cell, back, forth, back, forth. Absolutely brutal. At one point, though, to turn the momentum, the Undertaker throws Shawn into the cage and goes to follow Shawn in. Shawn moves out of the way at the last minute, allowing the Undertaker to kind of throw his body into the cage. Shawn finally gets a much needed breath at this point.
Hmm.
And we think like maybe just maybe he'll get like some offense in. No, the Undertaker guillotines Shawn like over the top rope, launching Shawn like back into the ring.
You guys.
So crazy.
I've never seen anything like this. I barely took any notes because I was apoplectic with horror.
So crazy.
It
So crazy.
uh, it was so great. There was one part, and I don't know if you were getting to this. I can't remember exactly where it happened, where Undertaker has Shawn and he literally lines up his elbow
Oh
shot.
yeah,
Like he
yeah.
literally is holding Shawn's head and he's like, hmm. And he goes, right there, don't move. Bah.
Yeah, so
What?
good.
I was
So
like, could
good.
you imagine just being like, and someone
Yeah. And
goodbye,
it is like just
goodbye.
like it's the scary like Undertaker pace where you're like, this is like so slow and methodical, and I can do nothing about it. Like
Uh,
I am so overwhelmed physically that like I can't even do anything.
And just the thought of, I kept getting really not in my head, but like I was thinking about this a lot where I was like, this was the very first
Hell in a Cell.
one of these matches. And so, and I'm thinking about how Shawn improvises so much of his matches. And I'm
Hmm.
like, this is the first time they're using this type of fixture
Structure. Yeah.
and learning like what they can do and how crazy they can get with the
Hmm.
cage and the like the chain link versus the ring post versus like with the cameramen and the photographer, like what they're capable of. I was like, they
It's
are literally doing this for the first time.
and
It's so insane.
and crazy. I was recently rewatching Sean's like documentary or whatever. And he talks about, or they talk about how Sean was just kind of like, because he's so good like in the
Hmm.
ring, he was kind of placed in that position to be the first for a lot of things. The first ladder match in the
Mm.
WWF, Sean was in. The first Iron Man match in the WWF, Sean was in. The first Hell in a Cell, Sean was in. The first Elimination Chamber, Sean was in. Like it's there's all of these things, and it's because they somebody was like describing it. It was just like, well, somebody has to set the bar, like for
That
what that
is
match could be.
that is so insane. And
Hmm.
was the first Iron Man match him and Bret Hart that we watched?
That like super long one, yeah.
God damn.
That was a concept that Pat Patterson wanted to pull off.
Yes, I
Yeah.
remember.
Hmm.
I I'm just like, it was crazy to watch, and I told Xavier, I was like, this is so embarrassing. I literally started to like get emotional like watching this. Like I was
You are not
so,
alone. You are not
and you were
alone.
like, it happens. I like tears in my eyes. Like I
Because you
was,
get so invested and you care. Like you like the
oh,
more you know these people, the more like, and especially like like wrestlers like Sean or like where you like they're so good at telling the story that like you feel what they're feeling, and you're like, I'm perfectly safe at home. You know what I mean?
and
Like
just like it's so crazy because I didn't have low expectations at all. I didn't really have expectations. Um, like I knew it was a historical match, like an incredibly iconic match, but it had gotten spoiled for me kind of accidentally. So I was like, I
right.
don't know if I'm even gonna be
No,
girl. I was biting my nail, and I'm not a nail biter. I was biting my nails. I was
the
chewing
whole
on my
time.
hands. I was holding. I had to like redo like a lot of my makeup because
Hmm.
I was like touching my face the whole time. Like it was the storytelling was so compelling, and I know this is like this is not news. I'm just like working it out in real time. It's just they're like literally using their bodies, like no words, N just
Telling a
them,
story.
a cage, and like just using it. Oh, I'm just like I really
So
can't even process it. Like I'm gonna cry again. It's just so
so good.
overwhelming.
It is crazy. So Sean, from that point, picks up the pace, and then performs a tope into Taker into the cage.
I love the word tope.
Absolutely crazy. Yes,
I said that while we
yeah.
were watching. I was like, I love the word tope. And Xavier's like, it just means dive. And I was like, I know, I just like it.
I love it. HBK starts using the ring steps on the Undertaker repeatedly, just beating that back with that steel steps. And then after using the ring steps repeatedly, Shawn drags the Undertaker over to the remaining bottom portion of the ring step and pile drives him on top of the on top of the ring step. So crazy. So crazy.
It looked so scary. And I am traumatized by pile drivers now because of Stone Cold. And I found out today, Xavier told me today that they're like outlawed in the WWE now.
Yeah.
That I did
Only
not know that.
very recently somebody has been using it again, and it's like a big deal. Like it's been like
It's the forbidden fruit.
yeah,
Ooh.
they're like really playing up him like his heel turn. currently. So,
Ooh.
yeah, so like right now he's like putting people on the shelf with it. Like, yeah, because
Wait, I want to
it's
know who it is, but I also like,
don't.
yeah, maybe I might change my mind later. We'll get back to that.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. So of course HBK starts. He brings in the chair, starts swanging that thing on the Undertaker as he
Loves to swing
does.
that
He
chair.
really do. He really do. And then poor guy. And then Shawn Michaels gets back body dropped onto
Uh-huh.
the cameraman. Poor guy is just trying to do his job, just trying to get
These
that shot.
cameramen, these cameramen, girl.
And then Shawn, I guess, pissed, like nails the cameraman like after the fact, not just the like, hi, I dropped my body on you, my apologies. No, let me get you upright and then punch you in the face and then kick you in the head while you're down.
Girl.
And you're like, are you okay? Like,
This
does he owe you money? Like, what
like,
happened?
swear, what who do you know him? Like
Right.
it just
So
felt so crazy, but then I started to see where it was going.
mhm.
Like I was like, I
Wait
was
a
like, okay,
minute.
because before the match started, I was like, I mean, where is Kane coming in? And Sergeant Slaughter like literally was under the ring with a flashlight checking to make sure nobody was under there.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, how is Kane? I don't understand, blah blah blah.
But
And
even then,
then
it doesn't matter. Like,
oh yeah, of
yeah.
course not. But
Uh,
when the camera went down, Michael started beating him up. I was like,
wait a minute.
things are in
So,
motion.
that prompts Sergeant Slaughter to come down, to obviously help this poor cameraman who has been just absolutely annihilated.
Annihilated.
So the cage gets unlocked. Sergeant Slaughter's, steps in, is helping the cameraman. That allows Shawn to bust out
Escape.
of the cage. Obviously, Taker follows. They're fighting outside of the cage. At one point, the Undertaker throws Shawn Michaels javelin style into the side of the cage, busting him open. Real bad. Real bad.
A
Um,
gusher.
100%. It looks like the Undertaker is going to do essentially like a slingshot kind of maneuver on Shawn Michaels when Shawn Michaels just starts scaling the side of the cage all the way to the top.
I
All
did
the way to the
not
top.
see this coming at all, and I do not know why. Because
Kelsey goes,
now,
Kelsey goes, where's he going? And I was like, where do you think he's going?
literally, he was like, listen up, dumb bitch. Where do you think? And it's funny because then it was like suddenly all the pieces come together where I was like, all they've been talking about is like, the cage has a roof, the cage has a top. You can't get in from the top, the cage has a top. How did I not see this coming? And but it was great because I didn't see it coming. So I was like,
I know.
where is he going? What's he
Where
doing up there? Oh
yeah,
my God. I
but
was having a heart
and even
attack.
if you know, it is still a spectacle because they're still like 20 feet up in the air, and you're like, oh, that is high. That is
Oh,
high.
I the way also because Undertaker follows him up,
Right.
the way the people in the crowd got up and just started clapping, like standing ovation, like this is the coolest shit I've ever seen.
Yes, because
Me
it
as hell.
is.
Me as
Because
hell.
it is.
I oh God. I this is crazy. And the Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, I just can't get over it. This is incredible.
So good. So good.
Oh,
I want you to watch their WrestleMania 25 and 26 matches. They're so good. Anyway, um so they're on top of the cage. Oh, this is hilarious. The cameraman is trying to get the shot from inside the ring pointed up, and all of a sudden you just hear like him go, ah shit. And because like you can visually see Shawn Michaels's blood like dripping onto like the camera, and you're like, oh, okay.
and I didn't understand it what happened at first because I just heard ah shit. And I go, who said that? And Xavier goes, it's the cameraman because he's getting blood dripped on him from the ceiling of the cage. And I was like, what? And that is the last, I'm not even kidding, that is the last note I took because then I was so into it. I was like, I can't even write
It's
anything.
fantastic.
I was shaking, I was crying. It was so embarrassing, but I was
So
so
good.
into it.
So good. So
I
The
should have
Undertaker
seen
essentially
sooner.
just beats Shawn Michaels all the way across the top of the cage. So much so that Shawn Michaels starts trying to escape down the side of the cage when Undertaker grabs him and like essentially is just holding him by his hair
It was
as
Scar and
he's
Mufasa in the gorge, girl.
he was hanging, feet dangling, all crazy. And then the Undertaker stomps one hand. Shawn is literally hanging like this up from the cage. Undertaker stomps the other hand.
Long live the king.
Shawn Michaels goes through the French announce table. So crazy.
Uh,
So crazy.
It really gave when in a horror movie the person tries to escape the villain or the killer by going upstairs and you're like, "Why are you going
Right.
upstairs?
Yeah.
You can't get out that way, Gene."
Right. No, literally.
And then like you get thrown out the window.
Right. Right. Yeah. He got thrown. He got thrown.
That
That table
I
exploded.
exploded.
It exploded.
It exploded. And then for one panic-stricken moment, I thought Undertaker was gonna do like an elbow drop off the
Oh my God,
freaking
that would have been
cage.
insane. That would have
Scary. And
been.
but no, he just climbed down. But then he continues to throw Shawn through every table available.
Oh,
He's like, "Oh, a
everyone.
table, break that. Oh, a table, break that," with Shawn's body. Just
Yeah,
it
fully.
how did I not see this coming? Like I just did not foresee the top of the cage. I
So
just don't know
good.
what happened.
So good. Yeah. So they make their way back into the cage and like how everyone's just like, okay, lock them up.
They said put him back in there. Shawn is literally when he got up from going through the table, there was like a legit little pool of blood, like a pool,
Hmm.
a little puddle.
Yeah.
And they said, just put him back in. They're
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. Keep it
What?
going. Keep it going. So they are locked back in the cage, and The Undertaker follows up that mayhem with a top rope choke slam.
Mama.
Insane. Absolute insanity. Uh, Taker grabs a chair because turnaround is fair play and brains him. He absolutely brains Shawn
He
in the
said
head.
your receipt is due, sweetie.
You're,
You've been running rampant with
he
that
said
chair.
he said with interest
With
because Shawn's hands never got up. Never got up. That
no, he
was
took that full on.
right. Absolutely.
I I just can't even fathom what happened.
So
I'm sure
crazy.
he can't either. I would
Right.
love to know if Sean's like, I don't remember any of that. Like
Right. Please, after that. So as soon as Sean's been brained with the chair shot, blackout.
I have goosebumps just thinking about it.
Blackout, Kane's music, everything goes red.
It was fierce.
Oh, I love Kane's
That
music.
Phantom of the
Kane's
Opera fucking organ bitch turned me out. I said, yes, girl.
so good. So, and then we get the iconic Vince McMahon call. That's gotta be Kane. That's gotta be Kane. So love to see it. Love it. Uh,
Oh, I'm getting
Kane,
emotional again. It's too
obviously
much.
followed by Paul Bear, comes in, gargantuan man,
Mama,
big
he's
boy,
big.
big boy. So. And Taker sells it. Taker don't show emotion. He showed emotion. He said
He ate.
Taker was like the face on like the look on his face was just like absolute disbelief because he's like at first it's like no way that can't be real. And then like Kane gets like in his face and he looks at him like he's trying to like figure it out. You're like, is that my he's like, is that my brother? Like
His
that's
brother.
because he's
Oh, I
wearing
can't.
because he's wearing a mask. So he's like, is that who I think it is?
My
Um,
God.
before that though, Kane rips the door off of the hinges. Just he said no way in or out for who, bitch? He
For a
said,
mortal. Honey,
Not me.
off the
I'm
hinges.
the devil's favorite demon, bitch.
I
Move. Like, no. Like,
I
no.
am Beelzebub, honey.
No.
Move. Door,
Crazy.
window.
Crazy. So
Oh,
rips the door, enters the ring, stare down with the Undertaker. Oh,
we've been
what a
waiting
moment.
so long.
Hits the Undertaker with the tombstone pile driver.
Mama
Thus kind of like
makes a display of it.
yeah, it's the like we have the same move set because we're brothers. Like I know your shtick. Like and I'm gonna use the shtick to hurt you. Which crazy. Tombstone's the Undertaker and leaves. Tombstone the Undertaker leaves. Shawn Michaels drags himself from another pool
Oh,
of his
I have
own
chills.
blood, drapes one arm over the Undertaker. The referee, from the depths of like whatever coma he's crawling out of, enters the ring, hits us with the slowest 3 count known to man,
Oh my
and the
God.
and Shawn Michaels is the winner of the first ever Hell in a Cell.
Jesus, Jesus Christ.
Hit me.
I, okay, I literally grabbed a napkin in case I cry. This was so incredible. Even knowing Shawn Michaels won, I don't think I've ever been more on the edge of my seat. This is so stupid, and I have so many things to say, but the one thing I want to say is like, what a fucking accomplishment.
Yeah,
What I can't imagine being those characters in like not characters, but you know what I mean, like the
yeah.
people involved in this and pulling this off the way that it
Was pulled
went.
off. Yeah,
Legendary shit.
yeah.
Legendary. I like what an incredible feat of just excellence.
Right.
And I also want to say, tiny sidebar, I will give Paul his flowers in this. Did not get involved in any way that I wanted him to be involved. He walked out with Kane. He messed around with the ref. He did not take away from the moment between the brothers whatsoever.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
The way when Undertaker saw Kane and he is going through these emotions where it's like, that's my brother. I thought I fucking killed you, but you're alive and you hate me. And I don't know if I'm happy to see you or if I'm scared or like what this means for me. Are you kidding?
Right.
Are you kidding me?
So much to unpack.
The drama,
So much to
the dra-
unpack.
and the idea that they literally had to create this character because Undertaker was like too big and too excellent to be stopped. And that shows in the match where it's like he's up against the scrappiest fighter that can't be put down, Shawn Michaels, and he gets put down by his own move by his long lost brother. Are you kidding me? I'm
Yeah.
sweating. I just spit everywhere. I,
So good. It's
I
so good. It's such a fantastic match. And I knew like yeah, finding out who was going to be the winner was a little bit of a bummer, but I knew the match itself was so good. Like and the debut of Kane is also so good that like it was gonna make up for knowing like who was the like official winner.
and what an incredible feeling too to be the person who is Kane because I don't know who he is. But
You
like
do.
I do?
Do you remember Fake Diesel?
Oh, wait, we did talk about this, did we? I completely forgot. I love my goldfish brain for that because I
Fake
completely
Diesel went away. He spent all of his time repackaging, learning the Undertaker's move set
Oh my God.
so that he could come back as this character. And these characters, like this storyline essentially goes on for like 20 years because they play like brothers like the rest of their career essentially. So, and there will be many a point where they're like opponents. Eventually, they will be team.
Duh.
There will be opponents again after that.
Period.
It's great stuff.
They're so, and also the name Kane, like Cain and Abel,
Yeah,
you bitch. You bitch.
yeah,
How
yeah.
dare you? And Kane is the one that kills Abel. Like, it's not like he's Abel, the one that was killed by Kane. Like, it's Kane bit girl.
Right,
They are crazy for this.
right. They just
This
spelled it a
is
little different, but it's the same thing.
this is everything. I
Hmm.
don't even feel like I'm being overdramatic.
No, it's
This
so good. I love this storyline. I
this is
love the two of them. It's so good.
the mask, the light, he
Kane's
had the
one of my
same
favorite. Like
powers.
same Kane was like one of my favorites like from the rip. Because the Undertaker's powers seem more like thunder lightning-ish,
Yes.
whereas Kane's is very much like fire. Like
And we are Fire Girl.
just power. You know what I mean? Where you're just
And
like,
it
ooh.
it gives like it's a little bit out of control, like a little
Mm-hmm.
chaotic, like it's giving like Prince Zuko, like I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's really or like even maybe more like Azula. Like it's giving just
Mm.
untapped potential in like a manic body, which is so scary.
Yeah,
This is it, bitch.
I'm
This
telling
was
you.
worth the wait.
Good, I'm glad.
I
That makes me so
feel
happy.
crazy.
Good, good, good. Listen. Listen. I've been brought to tears many times. Don't feel bad. So
I can't imagine. You guys, this is,
so good,
I feel like I had more to say, but I can't even think about it right now. This is just so exciting, and I'm so happy we finally made it. And to end the year with this, are you crazy?
so
I'm gonna have a
good.
heart attack, girl. Like,
I'm
it's
telling
so
you.
amazing.
Hmm.
So we did it. We made it. I'm
We
so
did it.
excited.
We did it.
That music,
So good. Yeah, I'm telling you, go listen to Kane's like original like theme.
I really
Um,
can't wait to see where we go with this. The journey is gonna
it's
be.
great. The story's so good. The story's so
I'm
good.
so happy right now.
I'm pretty sure like they don't have a match for like a hot minute. Like
And
we're gonna
make me wait. Make
yeah,
me wait. And it's really funny because I've now that you're saying that it's fake Diesel, I remember saying like I love him as a wrestler. I just hate that he's fake Diesel. I remember
right.
feeling that way.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Because he's
I think
good.
he's
He's
so
fantastic.
good.
Yeah. But it was the fake diesel of it all that made me go, ugh.
Sir, I know this is 30-year-old news, but congratulations, sir. You survived the fake diesel crisis of 1996 and you came out on top. You
Right.
came out as the only viable contender for the Undertaker. And that is the serve of the century.
No, absolutely.
Wow.
All
Oh, loved this. Thank you for this life.
of course, of course. So that is going to do it for this episode of the New to Wrestling podcast for the year. Thank you guys so much listening wherever you listen, liking, subscribing, commenting, all that good stuff. Don't forget to vote for us for the best wrestling podcast via the Sports Podcast Awards. Link will be in the bio. For Kelsey, I am Xavier. We'll catch you on the next one.
We'll see you there.
Bye.
Bye.